Watson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And we are underway from MetLife Stadium. Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Set up! 60 Eagle! 60 Eagle! Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Hut, hut.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. He'll buy some time right. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas. The offensive line to have good protection on crossing routes because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Maverick. 60 Maverick. Get up.
Now Jones. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Throwing, Jones. Dancing to his left. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. Past the 20. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind, going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on it's not just good enough to pick it off anymore. Bring it back, get the yardage, and really help out your offense.
First and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season. Williams will take it in. Touchdown, Denver.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Trap 60. Ready, go.
Back to throw. Jones, flush to his right. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Ready.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. Able to fight through one tackle. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 11 now.
Warrior 70. Go.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle. The defense one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
18 Cardinal. Ready.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncosins are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
2nd and 8.
All go special.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Second down and 8.
0. Check.
Here's Wilson to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Wilson. It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Play action. Now Wilson. Eluding the... And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. Second and 11.
14, front it.
Another try after the first down sack. Wilson steps away to his left. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 32 yards. And the Broncos lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. McManus's point after is good, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Pettis now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
Set, Bronco 80. 19 tight, 19 tight.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Got it, ready? Panther 11, Panther 11. Set, go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. There's the first NFL catch for Kadarius Toney. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
The Giants were able to trade back with Chicago and still land speedster Kadarius Toney with a 20th overall pick. This young flash out of Florida should help a Giants offense that was 31st in the NFL last year. And young quarterback Daniel Jones, he needs a target who can move the ball downfield. Toney excels at making guys miss in the open field, has a great change of pace, and picks up a first down with that catch.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. But you said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But right now, here in the early season, the advantage definitely goes to the offense.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Bronco 80. Mustang 19.
Brings up 2nd
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. On 4th down, on is Graham Gano for the Giants field goal. This from 54 yards away. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. So, CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening?
Well, my first thought, partner, was finally, because we've heard about a 17th game coming for a long time, and now here it is. So the beautiful part about all of it is that 17th.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it, and the Giants are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Street. Check out.
Looking to throw. Jones. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Ready, go.
Barkley. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Go.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Hey, smash Bronco. Ready.
Breida will take it in for the Giants touchdown. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Gano the extra point, and the lead is down to 4. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw there complete to Hamler. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
And K.J. Hamler really started to come on strong late in his rookie year. Second-round pick out of Penn State in 2020. Shifty. Excellent speed and good hands that he exhibited right there.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Spot that, spot that.
Here's Wilson. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked up by James Bradbury. Then he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Dragon 60. Go.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Back to throw. Jones. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Kyle Rudolph there to make the grab. And the Giants have taken the lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now 17-14. Gano now following the and they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field hard line. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now it's Wilson. Buying time to his left.
And that's complete. Albert Okwuegbunam.
And he's brought down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket.
That's complete. Okuebunam.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it. And that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after their first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in week one, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 46.
One left.
They go play action now. Wilson. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Bam.
They go play action with Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
2nd down and 4.
Alert.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Sutton. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now it's Wilson. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
And the Giants are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll roll him out right, and that'll be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and that takes us from second to third down.
19 Tiger. Check go.
Looking to throw. Jones escaping the pressure right. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete.
And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And Bronco 80. Hurt. Ready, go.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Ready.
Now Saquon Barkley.
And there to make the tackle, Pat Surtain, the rookie first-round pick.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They'll run on first down. Barkley, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
18 Rattler. 60 Bobcat. Ready, hut.
Now Jones on third down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. So a chance to give his guys a second-half lead there, but it goes by the wayside.
And, Brandon, that's the worst sound in the world for an NFL kicker. Gong!
That was good. Do that again.
Gong!
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
And a run like that shouldn't surprise anyone who's ever seen Javonte Williams play. Compact, strong, physical runner. He ran for 1,000 yards at North Carolina last year. In fact, it was over 1,100 and 19 touchdowns in addition. And that's despite sharing the backfield with another 1,000-yard rusher, Michael Carter, who was taken in the 4th round by the Jets. Najee Harris and Travis Etienne were taking over him. But many thought that Javonte Williams might be the best back in the draft.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Flying 90. Alert.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 2nd and 9.
95. Good job right there.
Now Wilson. Being chased out left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot, so what can they do to get closer now on third down? They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. Oh, some strong running.
Wrap up.
Still moving. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Alert, 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 alert.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Rolling to his right. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Eric Saubert, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos have broken the tie. Extra point from McManus is good. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Flush to his right. That'll be caught. It's Tony. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The drive continues as for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Ready, go.
Back to throw. Jones out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
60 Maverick. Ready, ready.
Looking to throw. Jones forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Jones. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal. Barkley again.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. At home, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Broncos on to the... After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Here's Wilson. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way home for a Broncos score. You normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into Danger Russ.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Jones. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
19 Tiger. Ready.
Now Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
60 Eagle. Go.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. To throw is Jones.
He'll buy some time right. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a 2-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go.
A big play looming for the Giants as they'll go for 2.
Cougar 19. Tight, 19 tight. Check, 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 check.
Here's Jones. Eluding the pressure right.
And the Giants are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for the other team to come downfield and put some points on the board, but job one was taken care of. The 2-point conversion to get this thing tied.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Wilson to throw. They'll roll him out right. Deep ball for Goodwin. It got his man complete. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Akeem Hicks that time on the tackle.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball on the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. They run it again with Williams. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So this thing rests on the shoulders of Brandon McManus. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And his kick is good. And it'll be all smiles on Blake Street tonight. The Broncos have won it. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time.